Welcome to the Happiest Dentist. This is Avi-Weisfogel coming to you with another tip. We just finished our last course of 2018. We were in San Diego for the weekend, an abbreviated course, but an amazing course nonetheless in beautiful San Diego. At least I think it was beautiful since I came into the airport, had a ride late at night to the hotel, gave a course for 2 days, finished up late Saturday night, left early Sunday morning, but I'm sure it was beautiful. That being said, what we're noticing is a trend of dentists in terms of deciding what to do when it comes to business. Business is not a skill that one necessarily thinks about when you go into dental school. You don't really think of yourself as a businessman. On the other hand, almost every single person watching this owns a practice. Hence, you are a small business owner. Yet if someone were to ask you what you do, you'd probably say, I am a dentist. Right? It's my dream, my thought, when I'm working with people, working with dentists, working with clients, when we're talking and they ask them what they do, for them to think a little bit differently, a little bit out of the box. And that's kind of this tip, is to start thinking out of the box. Dental school, at least the reason I went, it was about as safe a career choice as I could imagine. I had it up there with like dentists or accounting, and science was my thing. So considered medical school, didn't choose that route, went to dental school, and always had different ideas of how to think. What was I going to choose? What was going to make sense? When I was a little kid, I got a business lesson from my grandfather. He said, I'm going to give you your first business lesson. And he gave me a pad of paper and wrote down a whole bunch of numbers in one column, and then right next to that a whole bunch of other numbers. And then he repeated that 3 more times, 4 more times, up till we had 12 columns of 2, all these bunch of numbers. He says, go add these up, come back to me, let me know what you think, let me know what you find out. So I added them all up. He says, what did you find? I said, well, each time this first number was bigger than the second number. He said, so this is how you run a successful business. Make sure these are your deposits, this bigger number. Make sure these are your costs, and then you have a profitable business. Yet dentists don't necessarily think that way. Let's buy a practice. Let's make this practice gorgeous. Right? Let's equip it with the most beautiful things on the planet. Let's make the front cover of Shine's Practice of the Year. How wonderful would that be? On the other hand, all this stuff that dentists can buy easily, just by signing your name, costs money, costs a lot of money. Do you actually look at the return on the investment? Does this make sense? You're looking at someone who loved dental toys. I loved all the different CEREC machines. I loved the CT scans, digital x-rays, you name it. If it was something that was new or something that seemed fun, I wanted it for my practice. Not once did I stop to think of how this was affecting my business. Eventually, these started to pile up where I had so many expenses. That number was no longer greater than the other number, and then I realized we have a problem. I better start thinking like a business person, or this business and these amazing patients who I'm working with may not work out so well. Luckily now that I don't do dentistry anymore and all I do is things involved in the world of sleep apnea, healthcare, when I am working in this field, that is how I have to look at everything. It's how I've grown accustomed to look at everything. So I'm urging you guys to start thinking differently. When you look at any type of investment, whether it be buying a practice, whether it be buying a piece of equipment, whether it's making an investment in consulting or coaching, or an occlusion type program, look at the return on the investment. This should be one of the most important courses taught in dental school, and it's completely ignored. If you can't justify the return on the investment, don't do the investment. That's the tip for today, guys. Happiest Dentist Daily, Avi-Weisfogel. See you tomorrow.